Hey YouTube, what's going on? DP here. I'm not going to do a hockey report. I know I'm wearing a hockey shirt. Normally, you see me wear one of my hockey shirts over my jerseys. I'm doing a topic and stuff like that, but in this case, I'm not. You know, um, I want to talk about reboots. Like movie reboots and um, TV reboots. One big reboot that came around was Pyramid. When ABC announced they were doing the $100,000 pyramid, we're like, oh great, another pyramid. And this one is actually just like the original show with Dick Clark. It sticks to the classic format, especially with the timer in the bonus round. You hear that dun dun dun, and of course, Pressure Luck's back. That was another show that came back this last year. Pyramid was like um, 3 years prior. Then this last summer, Pressure Luck came back. And then Card Sharks came back. Both shows look great. Elizabeth Banks is a good host. Joe McHale doing a pretty good job as host of Card Sharks. But, let me talk about Card Sharks. The new Card Sharks looks great. But, you really have to just turn over 9 cards. You got base card and you got correctly guessed 9. I don't really like having a lot more cards to deal with. Card Sharks 2002 was a flop because, they got rid of the high-low question and you only had that one row of cards. You didn't have 2 decks. You only had that one set. And that was wrong to get rid of. And you're playing for cash instead of points, So that's one thing I did not like. From what I saw about it. And I'm glad that, the Game Show reviewer and a lot of other people said Card Sharks '02 was a flop. And it was. It was a flop, bad time. Let's hopefully we never have another one like that again. The new Card Sharks is good. I do like how they had the money cards, still 7 cards. So that's good. But give people some more money, After they get to one level, give them money. Then, yeah. After they get to that 3rd card, give them more money. And then, so, of course, they get a big block, big wooden disc. Like big as my tin here, Of course, what has the lid is, See how this lid is? See, I'll show you the lid. See? Yeah, I got cards in here. These go to my cousin John, by the way. But, the chips are about this, pretty big, and they're round like that. As the the my lid of my tin here. But let's talk about some great shows that I used to watch, or what you used to watch. How many people remember Mr. Belvedere from ABC? That was a good show. A butler moving in with a family and gets hired, and Richard gets the door shut in his face, and then comes back. Tries again, and then finds out about that he has the right house and yada 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 and stuff. That show lasted, I think, about 5 seasons on ABC. How about having that as a reboot? A new Mr. Belvedere. How about a new How about this one? Let's also try. How about St. Elsewhere? The hospital where they filmed that is still standing. But I try to look online, and there's nowhere I could find that was still from the series around. The building's still there. The building's still there. But there's no shred of evidence where the you could tell it was on TV. There's not even one thing. And I actually called one day. I actually called the hospital. I used a payphone somewhere, and yeah, believe it or not, there's still payphones around. I don't know if there are any around still, but if there are, I called them and asked them, "Is there? I'm doing a report in school on past TV shows, buildings from TV shows, and the building of the hospital was on St. Elsewhere, and I want to know if there's any part of the building around that still around from when the show was on the air." They couldn't help me. So for anyone who's in Boston, tell me if there's anything still around. But St. Elsewhere, I think might deserve a update, a reboot. Matter P, I got one. Wi-Fi got one. Heck, Wi-Fi got one. Like in 2000. No, I'm wrong. 2005 or 2006. Come on, that's great. Man and P, I got one. The new series is going great on that. And it's, I believe, 4th season now. The theme sounds kind of good, the new theme. The new Higgins, is funny. Having a lady playing Higgins / Robin Masters. Yeah. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. Not only Higgins is a CIA operative, or a MI6 operative, which is pretty much a Secret Service, in England, or Bond, James Bond. She's Robin Masters. Literally, if you watch the last episode of the original Magnum, Higgins confesses that he's really Robin Masters. Mm-hmm. To Magnum, and believe it or not, I can't believe it. Robin Masters. No, lately, some authors put their picture in their book. Why don't men just grab one of the old books on Robin Masters, look in the book, and there's a picture of Robin Masters right there? But no, he doesn't. I think J.K. Rowling did it, so we see what she looks like. I know John Grogan, who wrote Marley and Me, did the same thing. But, tell me this, folks. What shows deserve a reboot? We even got one of Roseanne, which is now called The Conners. That show got a reboot. And I think there's time for new reboots. Some old shows from the past come back. For me, I would like to see a reboot of Mr. Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere had a brother, and he's now the butler of a new family. Or how about this? Wesley has a family, and follows pretty much in his dad's footsteps, becomes a broadcaster and stuff. They hire a butler and finds out that Mr. Belvedere is the brother of the original Mr. Belvedere. I think that'd be great. I also think St. Elsewhere deserves a great reboot. They did want a Knight Rider, but the writer strike caused that. Or the writer strike. The writer strike of 2010 caused the cancellation of the new Knight Rider and the new Bionic Woman and the other shows. Yeah, writer strike. You'd be amazed what shows were lost after that writer strike. But, speaking about Bionic Woman, how about a new Bionic Woman? I think that would be great. Maybe a new Bionic Man. I don't see Knight Rider coming back. If it does, bring back David Hasselhoff doing it. Or do another team series. A lot of people might not remember this. There was a show called Team Knight Rider. And the theme was done, 10 years ago, it took one man and one car to get the job done. Now the Foundation of Law and Government has recruited 5 new recruits and equipped them with the latest state-of-the-art vehicles. And together, they make up Team Knight Rider. Now, 2 people shared a motorcycle. They were actually riding motorcycles, but they were different motorcycles. They were the same motorcycle, but had different computer in it. But they could combine to be one big vehicle. And then they could separate to be separate. That lasted 2 years. It was a good series. I watched it. It was a syndicated series. I watched it. I think Joan was hot. She drove Domino. And Domino was a girl car, believe it or not. As for game shows that deserve a reboot, there's some great shows that I used to watch back in the day when I was younger. I think Bullseye needs a reboot, or what they call it, the contract. Of course, there are different Bullseyes. This Bullseye dealt with monitors and help you guys out. You have monitors. They were circle, and they were shaped like this, or figure like this. You had a window, and each window had. These 2 windows had the categories in it. This window here had your contract. Originally 1 through 5 in a bullseye, and then they changed it to 2 through 5 in a bullseye. Where contract came up, you had to answer that many questions. And where, how much? First person to originally make $1,000 wins. It goes to Bonus Island. There was some big money. And in Bonus Island, there's nothing but bullseyes, cash, and lightning. And you don't want to get struck by lightning. But unlike the Joker's Wild, the lightning stays in the same window the whole bonus round. They don't know where it's at until the information is revealed. And only really one person knows where the lightning is, and that is the people in the control room, or should I say, Dan Enright. He knew where it was the whole time, because they press buttons. So, but if you can get 3 bullseyes, the money in the pot is doubled, and you win the prizes. But here's the thing. You only get 10 spins. 10 spins, folks. 10 spins. That's all you get. And when you go for your 10th spin, you've got a decision to make. Take the money and walk, or go for it. But let's say this. Now let's say on your first spin you got bullseye, $200 in cash. You got $200 in cash. and you go for spin number 2. But now you got a decision to make. You got 2 bullseyes. You want to freeze those bullseyes? Freeze one of them, or spin all 3 windows again. Because you got to remember, lightning's in one of those 3 windows for the whole bonus round. Now, if it was me, I will freeze both of them. And my guess is the window closest to me will have the lightning in it. I'm just guessing. So, you hear a boom, and the windows light up. They're frozen for the whole bonus round now, for the rest of the bonus round. Now, that bottom window's the only one left. You keep getting cash. So let's say this, you're now at that 9, you're now at the 10th spin. Let's say the cash you have is $15.50. One more bullseye, you win. Let's say you're playing for a new living room with furniture, carpeting, the whole new living room, valued at about, well, see, at the time it was about $4,000. Now these days, the new living room will cost you about $9,000 to $11,000, depending on what furniture you get, kind of furniture you get. And of course, I'll go for it. Then I'm like this, and then the information shows, and then once that window starts spiraling, I see that spiral go on. That's when I can start hitting that button. But while that thing is spinning, the information is still mixing up. So I hit that button, and then the lights go, and then whatever's there, I get. Because you hit those lights go like this, which means it's still mixing. You don't know what you got until you hit that one when it gets to that last part. So I go like this, come on, bullseye, 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 now. And then I hit it and you hear a boom! Or a boom! And then, let's say I get the 3rd bullseye. I win $3,100. And I get the prizes. But if you get the lightning sound, meaning lightning was there, you lose it all. So let's say I get the bullseye. That means I win. And then we find the information and I was wrong. It was in the bottom window. So I play again until I reach the limit, which at the time was $50,000. No, $25,000. Or I get defeated. Now, Jim Lane was the host. I don't know who they can get as the host of the new Bullseye. But I think it'd be great to have back. Another reboot I want to see of a good old classic game show is Go. Now, Go dealt with 2 teams, a red and a blue team. And if you ever saw on YouTube, it's dun 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 dun. The name of the game is Go. Today, these 2 teams are battling for a chance to win over $20,000. And then they meet the team captains. And then they bring out the host, Kevin O'Connell, who at the time was a great weatherman, I hear. And then they play, whoever won the toss has the option of going first or letting the other team go first. And then they go down. And you got to get a total of 1,500 points. Starting with 250, you get a choice of top or bottom. And whoever doesn't the fastest amount of time wins the points. Then you go to the 500 points, top or bottom again. The same team that was there, they start the next round. Third team, they start the last team. Now, if it's a sweep, you're playing for $20,000. But if not, you're playing for $10,000. The other team plays for the other $10,000. Not bad. I think Go should get a reboot. Even though it didn't last long, I think it should come back. So, I think it would be great to have back on the air. And finally, let's bring back Password. No, there was $1 million Password. I think Password would be great to be back. I know Al London's gone and a few others, but let's try and bring back Password. I think Password would be a great show to have on the air again. But now I'm going to throw it to you guys. What show would you like to see back on the air as a reboot? Remember, we already got Roseanne. We have Magnum P.I. But what show would you like to see back on the air as a reboot or new rebooted series? And what game shows would you like to see rebooted if they do get a reboot? Comment below and tell me, or comment, of course. And that's really about it, folks. So let's get some shout-outs going. I'm going to get some shout-outs. First, my regular shout-outs to my friends. I want to send out to all my pub friends, bar friends. I miss you guys. I know you guys are trying to stay safe and stuff. I do miss you guys. Hopefully we can get it all together during when this is all over. Have a good cold beers and stuff. And just laugh it off. Also, I want to say hi to my friend Kim Porter, who's out in Florida. Hey, Kim. I want to say hey to you again. I do want to team up with you. Have you on Messenger, and then we could do the YouTube video because there's some stuff I really do want to ask you. Since you are a registered scuba diver and a certified teacher, we can definitely clear up a lot of stuff because I'll tell you more about it, okay? And the last shout I want to send out to is to the whole entire class of 1999. Sorry I wasn't available to come to the reunion this year. It was not in town. What's the point? I know you guys want to hold it every 10 years, but why hold it in Alton, literally? I think it'd be better if it was here in town, like at St. Gregory's or somewhere around here. We could just have a good old-fashioned reunion that way. That's really about it, folks. I love you guys on that, and I'll see you guys for the 2029, or should I say, I'll see you 9 years. I'll see you guys in 9 years. Sorry about that. Doing this on my phone. And for my celebrity shout-outs, I do want to send out one to Tom Hanks. So Tom, hey, glad you're better. I couldn't believe you got the coronavirus. You and your wife did, but you look great, and I'm glad that you're doing well and stuff. So I want to send you a shout out and say hi to you. Another one I want to send out to is to the lovely lady models of The Price is Right. Amber, Manuela, and Rachel. I'll say hey to you ladies. Amber, it's great to see you back, by the way. I know you had a tough time with your pregnancy, and when you were pregnant, you were delivering your baby. We heard all about it and stuff. I'm glad to see you back, and I know you're kind of happy to be back at work and stuff. And to James O'Hara and Dylan, the guy models, I'll say hey to you two also. You guys are great guys. I can see why a lot of ladies like you, especially James. I see why. So I wish you guys best of luck. I also want to send a celebrity shout out to the whole entire cast of Bold and the Beautiful. I love that show, so I want to say hey to you folks. Don't mind my dog. That's my dog barking, folks. Ooh. See what me and my dad have to go through? Sorry about that. And my final celebrity shout out, I want to send a shout out to is man, this one's a good one. To Arsenio Hall. Arsenio, hey. Yeah, I want to send a shout out to you, buddy. Or dude. It's the one out to you. So that's really about it. Please, everyone, stay safe, take care. Remember, we're hopefully get back to normal real soon. My hours have took a hit at my job, so just pray for me. Pray for everybody. So until then, I'll see you guys around. So stay safe, practice your social distancing, and see you guys around.